Before going to start our discussion, dear children, we will recall what we have learned in the last class. In the last class, we have discussed about the clinical thermometer, right? How we have to use the clinical thermometer, what are the precautions we have to take while using the clinical thermometer we have learned. With that, we have learned about the how we have to read the readings in a clinical thermometer, how we have to represent the temperature in the units, that also we have discussed. Means here temperature can be measured by Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. So here these are the certain units we are using to measure the temperature. And also we know that the normal human body temperature is average 37 degrees Celsius. These all points we have discussed in the last class. Today we will discuss about that is laboratory thermometer. Dear children, as we know, clinical thermometer we are used to measure the check the body temperature of the humans and the animals. But here laboratory thermometer we are used to measure the temperature of the certain objects. That objects may contain the liquids or solids. To measure the temperature of the object, we are using the another one kind of thermometer, that is laboratory thermometer. Here, dear children, same the structure of the laboratory thermometer also it is same, but the temperature range of the laboratory thermometer is that is minus 10 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius it is there. Okay, the range of the laboratory thermometer is that is from minus 10 degrees Celsius to up to the 100 degrees Celsius it is there. So this is the range of laboratory thermometer. Okay, dear children, now let us discuss how we can measure the temperature of the water by using the laboratory thermometer. We will do one of the activity, that is activity 4.1. In this activity, we will measure the temperature of the water by using the laboratory thermometer. Let us see the activity. Dear children, now let us do the activity 4.4. Here, to do this activity, we need some amount of the tap water and we need the laboratory thermometer. Now let us do the activity. Dear children, this is the laboratory thermometer which is made from the glass tube. Okay, inside that there is a scale it is present, and this is the bulb. The bulb it is containing the mercury metal. Mercury it is one of the liquid metal which is present in this bulb. Take some tap water in a flask. Later you have to keep the laboratory thermometer in the flask. Your children, you have to notice that when you are keeping the laboratory thermometer in a flask, it should not be touch the bottom and the side of the container. In this manner, you have to hold the thermometer in a vertical position. Vertically, you have to hold in this position. Now you have to check the readings. Means the mercury level it will be rises slowly. Wait for few minutes. Stay children. Here you have to notice what is the temperature of the tap water by looking the reading. Now let us see the reading. The mercury level it will be show 27 degree. Means the temperature of the tap water here is that is 27 degree. As dear children, in this activity we have measured the temperature of the tap water. Right? So now let us check the temperature of the hot water by doing another one activity, that is activity 4.5. Dear children, now let us do the activity 4.5. To do this activity, we need some amount of the hot water and the laboratory thermometer. So this is the laboratory thermometer. It is containing the bulb at one end which is having the mercury. Here mercury it is present here. Right? So now we have to take some amount of the hot water in a flask. Later you have to dip the laboratory thermometer in the hot water. You have to notice that the bulb of the thermometer should not touch the bottom of the flask or the sides of the flask. Now you have to dip the thermometer in such a way that the bulb it is not touch the bottom and the side of the flask also. In this way you have to keep the thermometer. And dear children, you have to notice the reading in the laboratory thermometer. The mercury level, it will be steadily rises. Now you have to remove the thermometer. Observe, when you remove the thermometer, immediately the readings it will be starts to fall down. See, this indicates that we have to notice the reading. We have to measure the reading only the thermometer it is in water. Temperature of the hot water is, that is 50 degrees Celsius. Dear children, the temperature of the hot water is 50 degrees Celsius. Here we have to note the temperature only when laboratory thermometer it is in hot water. Yes, dear children, in activity 4.5 we have measured the temperature of the hot water. And dear children, you have noticed that in that activity you have to measure the temperature of the hot water only when the thermometer it is in water. So when you remove the thermometer from the hot water, immediately the temperature it will be falls down. So you have to measure the temperature of the hot liquids only when the thermometer it is in hot water. Okay, doing these two activities, what we have concluded means here the laboratory thermometer it will be used to measure the temperature of the objects, and also you have noticed in this thermometer the temperature range is, that is from a minus 10 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius is there, right? The temperature range of the laboratory thermometer is minus 10 degree to up to the 100 degrees Celsius it will be measures. Look at this picture. This is the laboratory thermometer which starts from minus 10 degrees Celsius to up to the 100 degrees Celsius. This is the range of laboratory thermometer. We have seen that the range of laboratory thermometer is, that is minus 10 degrees Celsius to up to the 100 degrees Celsius. Hey children, can we use the laboratory thermometer to measure the body temperature of the humans and animals? No, we cannot use the laboratory thermometer to measure the body temperature of the humans and animals, because it is used to measure only the temperature of the certain objects. That may be we can measure the temperature of the liquids or we can measure the temperature of the solids. The range of laboratory thermometer is different than that of the clinical thermometer. As we have discussed in yesterday's class, the range of clinical thermometer is 35 degree to up to 42 degrees, right? But here the range in laboratory thermometer it will start from minus 10 degree to up to 100 degree. Okay? Here clinical thermometer is used to measure only the body temperature of the humans and animals. We cannot use the clinical thermometer to measure the liquids, because here up to 100 degree it will be shows the temperature reading. But the range it is from 35 to 42 is there. So here we are using two different kind of the thermometers to measure the body temperature and to measure the temperature of the certain objects. Clear? Here laboratory thermometer is used to measure the temperature of the object, and the clinical thermometer is used to measure the temperature of the some of the animals and the humans. Dear children, now let us move on to the next concept, that is transfer of heat. Yes, dear children, now let us discuss the one of the concept, that is transfer of the heat. Here heat it will be transferred from one object to the other object. How does the heat it will be transferred from one object to the other object? Now let us discuss here. Dear children, you might have observed that when a frying pan kept on the flame, here just to consider this is the frying pan I had kept on the flame. The heat it will be moves from the flame to the pan, right? Heat is transferred from the flame to the pan. Then the pan it will be starts to heat. Later, when I remove this pan outside the flame, when I remove the pan away from the flame, what it will be happens? Here the pan it will be cools very slowly. Then why does the pan it will be cools? Because here the pan it will be transfer the heat to the surrounding. Dear children, look at here in two cases also heat it will be transferred from hot object to the cold object. This process we are calling as the conduction. Okay, conduction is nothing but the process of transfer of heat from a hotter object to the colder object. We are calling as the conduction. Actually, conduction process it will be occurs only in the solids. Solids they will be transfer the heat from a hot object to the cold object. So here they will be transferred the heat by the conduction process. Conduction is nothing but the process of transfer of the heat from a hot object to the cold object. So this process we are calling is the conduction. And always the solids they will be transfer the heat by the conduction process. Now let us check the transfer of heat in a solids by doing one of the activity. Now let us do the activity. Now let us do the activity 4.6. To do this activity, we need some of the materials. That is, we need the candle, matchbox and the metal scale. Dear children, here you have to take some pieces of the candle or wax and you have to place on a metal scale or some pieces of the wax in equal distances. See, in this manner you have to place the wax pieces in equal distances. Later, keep this metal scale in between the two boxes. Now heat the one end of the metal strip by using the candle. Yes, now you have to heat the one end of the metal strip by using the candle. Now let us see which pieces of the wax it will be falls first. You have to observe it carefully. Which wax piece it will be falls first. Carefully you have to observe this. Children, you have observed that the first piece of the wax it will be falls first. Children, we have observed here that the first piece which is attached on the metal strip it will be falls first. What does it indicate? Here the heat it will be transferred from the candle to the metal strip, right? Here the heat it will be transferred from a hotter object. Here hotter object, that is candle I had used. Here from this candle flame the heat it is transferred to the other object. So this process we are calling is the conduction. Means here heat it will be transferred from a hot object to the cold object. Before the metal strip it is cold object, right? So when you are heating one end, the heat it will be transferred from the flame of the candle to the metal strip, so that the wax it will be falls. This is the conduction process which takes place in the solids. As dear children, in this activity 4.6 we have noticed that the heat it will be transferred from a hot object to the cold object, right? This process we are calling as the conduction. Here all the solids they will be transferred the heat through the conduction process. You might have observed that the pan it is kept on the flame. Here to hold the pan there is a plastic or wood material it is present. Okay, and other end that is containing the metal part. Here when you are giving heat to the pan which is made from the metal it will become hot as compared to the holder. The holder of the pan it does not become heat. What does it indicate? Means here the holder it is not allowing the heat to pass through it, so that all the pans, some of the utensils they had given the handle which is made from the plastic or which is made from the wood. This is because the metal part it will become hot when you are giving the heat. Okay, so hotter object you cannot hold it, right? So to hold it properly, for all the pans they are giving the holder which is made from the plastic or wood. Here these plastics and wood they are not allowing the heat to pass through them, so that easily we can hold the pan. Dear children, now let us see that is all the substances do they conduct heat very easily or not by doing one of the activity. Dear children, now let us do the activity 4.7. To do this activity we need some amount of the hot water and some of the materials. Here I had used the materials pencil, pen and plastic scale. With that I had used the one of the metal key. So So these materials you have to dip in the hot water. Wait for few minutes. Touch the one end of the material. Here I had touched the one end of the key. Here key it will become hot. And the scale. Here scale it does not become hot. With that pen also it does not become hot. And this pencil also it doesn't become hot. Then what we are calling these objects? Here the plastic scale, pen, pencil, we are considering these as the insulators because heat it is not transferred from the hot water to these materials. So these are the example for the insulators. And here the key it will become hot. It indicates that here the key it is considered as a conductor. Means the heat it will be passes from this hot water to the key. So the key it is one of the example for conductors. Dear children, in activity 4.7 you have observed that some of the materials they will become heat and some of the materials they doesn't become heat. What does it indicate? Here the metals which becomes heat, those we can consider as the conductors. Here conductors is nothing but the material which allow heat to pass through them. We are calling as the conductor. Okay. For example, you can consider as the all the metals, right? Silver, steel, copper, aluminium, all the metals they will conduct the heat very easily. So that we have considered those as the conductors. And also in that activity you have noticed that the plastic scale, pencil doesn't become heat. What we are calling those objects? Those objects we are calling as the insulator. Insulator is nothing but the materials which does not allow the heat to pass through them. Okay, they doesn't become heat. The heat it is passed through them. So these materials we are calling as the insulator. You can consider examples as that is plastic, wood. So those are the few examples for the insulator. From this activity we have noticed that some materials which allow heat to pass through them, those we are calling as the conductors. Here all the metals they are good conductor of heat. Means they are allowing the heat to pass through them. So that all the metals we are using for the cooking purpose because when we are giving the heat immediately the metal part it will become heat until the food it is prepared very easily, right? And here the some of the materials which doesn't allow the heat to pass through them. So these we are calling as the insulator. Insulators also they are very essential because so when you are holding the pan it will be hot. So a hotter object you cannot touch by your hand, right? So to protect yourself they are giving a handle which is made from the insulator. Okay. Here some of the materials they are allowing the heat to pass through them and some of the materials they are not allowing the heat to pass through them. So those we have classified as the conductors and the insulators. Dear children, by learning all these concepts we will wind up our today's session. So before going to wind up our session, we will recall once again what we have learned in this class. In this class we have discussed about the laboratory thermometer and also we have discussed about the transfer of the heat. How does the heat will be transferred? So that is in solids the heat it is transferred by the conduction process. Why